All right, guys. Whenever you're ready, go right ahead.
Awesome. Gus, Jonathan.
Hey, John, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. You know, as I mentioned on the phone, the first quarter of 2010 was off to a really fast start, and you know, as I was developing my 2010 business plan, I identified the need to add a few key referral partners to my team to add to the increasing demands of my existing and future client base. So in saying that, I mean, it's very important for me to understand how to exceed your expectations in creating a mutual partnership. That partnership will, give you the following benefits: increase visibility in your marketplace, increase customer satisfaction, and hopefully those two will translate to an increased profit margin and ultimately give you the opportunity to sell more homes. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. But I told you, I'm already working with someone, and we have a pretty good situation. I take the time to talk to you, but I don't see what you're going to be able to give me that my other relationship isn't already doing for us. Do you have any kind of stated income products or anything like that?
Well, Gus, I'd like to, maybe get into that a little bit more as we continue. First and foremost, it's important for me to understand, what exactly is important to you, and with your lender expectations. So I did prepare a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
Hope you don't mind if I take notes. Is that okay with you?
Go right ahead.
All right, because I want to just start prioritizing your needs. So I guess first and foremost, I'll ask you, describe to me your client base.
Pretty much everyone that's ready to buy a house.
Okay.
I have a lot of people that are self-employed, so that's why I asked about the stated income. My other lender has a couple of sources for stated products, and it's just something we're looking for all the time. This seems to be the hardest product to get in this market. Also, construction loans and that type of renovation.
Okay.
It's also something I've been focusing on.
Okay. If you were to maybe categorize it, would you consider yourself more of a listing agent? Do you work a lot with people purchasing?
Listing, definitely listing.
So if I kind of understand you correctly, you basically work with a lot of self-employed, clients, stated income type stuff.
I get a lot of people that are looking at the listings. I'm trying to capture the biggest audience, so
Okay.
I don't want to turn people away when they're interested in my listing.
Sure.
I'd like to have more opportunity to sell to more people.
Okay. All right, good. Well, my next question would be, I guess, what's most important to you when selecting a lender partner?
Someone that can close, that can get it done.
Okay. Can you be a little bit more specific?
To get it done quickly and no false sense that, yes, we're going to close, and then a day before the closing, we can't close because of some condition that hasn't gotten cleared. Just keeping those channels open so that we know that everything is getting done.
Okay. Anything else fall into, the category of selecting a lender? I mean, is it lender reputation? Is there, anything more specific in terms of?
The reputation is really more mine, so I just want to make sure that my partner can help me maintain that and keep people coming back for more.
Okay. And so the last question I have for you is, how would you, how do your current lender partners refer business to you, or do that, refer business to you?
Well, they do the open houses, they bring me sometimes food or things like that, but they're not bringing me borrowers or buyers, which would be great.
Okay.
But I haven't seen anybody. They're always asking me for the business, and how are they getting me
reciprocation
right
going on? Okay. So, in your perfect world, or ideally, you would like to see more reciprocation from your current lender partners?
Absolutely.
How would that increase your profit margin if that were the case?
More closings, and of course, if you send me a buyer, I'd send you the mortgage.
Sure. Okay. Cool. Well, I know you're very busy, so what I kind of wanted to do is outline for you some of the solutions that I think would kind of help you with some of the things that you mentioned to me. First, in terms of reciprocation, as you well know, I mean, with the tax credit and all these things that are going on right now, the market's starting to heat up. Buyers are out there, and it kind of seems like they're smartening up a little bit, whereas they're going to the lender institution, get pre-approval before they actually go to a realtor. You know, I have seen personally a spike in those kind of inquiries, and a lot of them, you know, are maybe relocating from the city up to Westchester, don't really have an allegiance with a realtor up here in this area.
That would be great.
So,
if you have any of those people, you know, if you have, I'll take their names now and give them a call.
Absolutely. I actually, before I, walked into the meeting, I have, somebody who, I sent a pre-approval over to. So, I knew I was, coming to meet with you. So I wanted to see if, that would be something of interest to you.
Maybe we can conference them in or do something like that.
Awesome. Great. Well, and obviously we provide the open house services. I provide the finance worksheets. I kind of take it a little step further for some of those realtors who are have an allegiance with me. They pretty much have sent me all of their listings. Where I've prepared a finance sheet for them on all of their listings. So when a borrower is inquiring, it's kind of like an added benefit where they can provide that on the spot, which has translated into more business. So obviously we'll be able to
something we can include in our package.
Accommodations.
Right.
Now, in terms of the clientele that you're working with, stated income borrowers, sometimes, often, clients who are self-employed don't even know that they qualify for financing with a full documentation type of loan. As you know, the industry's kind of changed. Those products have gone away. We do have an outlet for those types of borrowers through our brokered out program. I could tell you a little bit more about that, but what I would probably say in response to that is they might want to, just have somebody who, is well versed in, reading tax returns, because we can probably spot an opportunity where they can still qualify regardless of whether they're self-employed or not.
Right. Well, if you have the time to take a look at them, that maybe they do qualify and they don't realize that they do, but that would be great. But yeah, tell me more about that. How would that work?
Well, pretty much. I mean, similar to as you would like maybe conference me in, I would, make myself available so you can make the kind of introduction. Then I would take it over from there. Schedule some time to, have them send me over the appropriate documentation so we can make that quick assessment and let you know.
I have a couple of files right now that we couldn't close because they didn't qualify. Their stated income. I'd be happy to take. You can take a look at those, see if you can make them work.
Okay. And I mean, in answering the last question in terms of a lender partner, obviously getting it done is how you built your reputation. We want to continue to have that happen for you and even enhance that. We have a future state program that we implemented. Not sure if you're familiar with it. What that basically means is we have our own processor and underwriters in-house where, we pretty much can, turn around a commitment letter pretty quickly. Gathering, the appropriate documentation is very important. We have a time frame that we like to, hold our standards to in order to make that happen. So, what that will translate into is, obviously, meeting the contingencies in the contract, really just, making the transaction go as smooth as possible. And other lenders has actually gone away from, what we've implemented. Their processing centers are in North Carolina or wherever, so. In terms of getting it done, I mean, we have a 29% market share, which means 1 out of every 4 people has a Wells Fargo mortgage. I think that kind of says a lot in terms of our market positioning.
I agree. We have a strong market share. Yeah.
All right, great. Well.